I haven't really decided that it's either that one or another coloring page. But yeah, it has a lot of fantasy elements and Anglo-Saxon sort of mythology to it. So yeah, that is quite neat. And next up we have another fantasy coloring book. It's World of Warcraft, an adult coloring book. I'm a huge World of Warcraft fan, so obviously I had to have this. I done a few pages in this one, and I even have marked the pages that like, okay, next one is going to be this one. So I have a lot of those pages in that. I think I marked that page as well because I really want to do that as well, because there's this really sad story behind this character Nobundo, and yeah. So I really like World of Warcraft, and this is definitely a coloring book that I'm going to color more in, even though before I said the paper was awful. That was because I had not the right media for it. I only had watercolor pencils at the time, but right now I love this book. Now when I have my polychromos, they are perfect in this book. I'm gonna try out my new luminance pencils in it, and hopefully I can do some cool stuff with them in this one as well. So I really like this book, mostly because of the fantasy element, and also because I do play this game a lot. I don't wanna know how many hours I have poured into this video game, but a lot. I can tell you guys that, a lot. So yeah, so next up is a coloring book of another video game that I played. Not as much as World of Warcraft, but I played a lot of The Witcher, and I'm currently reading the novels of The Witcher 2. And I'm also reading the novels of World of Warcraft as well. But I'm reading The Witcher, and this coloring book has a lot of artwork from the video game, the third one, which is called The Wild Hunt. And yeah, got all the characters that are in the game and the monsters and all that. I think this one is a Noon Wraith, and I really like this game as well, so I thought, why not get the coloring book as well? So I do have a lot of like this one. This is the picture that I'm going to color for color first, I think, maybe. And yeah, if you're really into fantasy and if you like this book, I would recommend it. And I do think the paper is really good as well. It's really thick. So yeah. Next up we have another game book. Another coloring book based on a game, but this one is not a video game. It's a tabletop game known as Dungeons and Dragons. And there is a lot of fantasy elements to it as well. And the line art sometimes is really fine and detailed. On other pages there are not. But I do like this coloring book. And as I said before, There's a lot of pages in this one. It's like, how many pages is it? It's like 70 pages with just coloring pages. And in the back there's sort of like an index for every picture. And it sort of says the title of the artwork, and then, oh sorry, bumped into you. The title of the artwork, the artist, and where it was first featured, which I do think it's quite nice. And in the back there's a lot of, you know, how the original artwork look like, so you sort of get an idea how you want to do it, and you can sort of use these for reference, which is quite neat. Oh, and I haven't really colored anything in it yet, but I definitely will at some point. Next up we have a Game of Thrones, the official coloring book. And it's not the HBO version, and I don't think I will get the HBO version because I don't like the way, because they have just taken screenshots from different scenes of the series and made line art from it, and I don't like that at all. But what I do like is when the illustrators are doing their own thing, and this is based on the book and not on the TV series. And I do like Game of Thrones a lot, and I can't wait for the final season airing. And yeah, and all the markers is like, this is the page I want to do. But yeah, I have colored in this book a bit, and I was coloring in this book while I was listening to the Game of Thrones, the audiobook version. So I started on this page, and yeah, and then I started just to listen on the book without coloring, so I don't know what happened. But what is neat with this book is that you have these quotes on the side that is from the book. So I do like that a lot. And this is a book that I will continue coloring in, because I do like Game of Thrones, I do like the book, I do like the TV series. So yeah, I have a lot of coloring books that I want to color in. Next up we got my Kirby Rosanes, or Kirby Rosanes, depending on how you want to pronounce his name. But anyway, I have all of his books, I think, I'm not sure. First up we have Animorphia. I have not colored a single picture in this book, but I really want to. I have a smaller version of this book, sort of like a postcard version of this book, where I've colored tons of pictures, but I've not colored anything in the actual book, the big one, the official one. But I do think I will be doing that when I get the courage, because I really like his Mythomorphia books, and when I bought Imagimorphia and Animorphia, I didn't know that they would be so huge. So I guess that intimidated me a bit. But I think I will be coloring in this book. Well, I am going at some point, but in a near future. Next up we have Imagimorphia by Kirby Rosane. And I do have a few finished pictures in this book. I have a few whips. And as I said before, I got a lot of intimidated by the sheer size of this book compared to Mythomorphia. Mythomorphia was my first Kerberos Sans book. And yeah, I guess that just intimidates me not to do it. I think I have, yeah, this one has been a whip for like forever, and I do want to finish this at some point. So yeah, so I got that one. I also got Mythomorphia. This is the one Kerberos book where I have the most colored finished pages, and I really like that. Not only because of the mythological I don't know, perspective, the mythological theme of it, but I do like it as in the sense there's not so much going on as in the other Kerberos Sans book, like in Mythomorphia and Imagimorphia, but I do like it a lot because, and I did buy it because of the mythological theme that I do like. So of course I finished a lot of things. I don't know if I'm ever going to finish this one because I sort of threw away the blend of the color of the background. So it's gonna look very weird because I don't know how to make the right blend for it. But we'll see what happens in the future. Oh yeah, and this took forever. Yeah, I do like this book a lot. So I will be very happy to get into it again in a later stage of my life. I have so many coloring books. Well, next up we have Phantomorphia by Kerberos Sans. Now I have the Scandinavian edition, and apparently the Scandinavia edition both have Phantomorphia and Geomorphia. So that caught me by surprise. I felt like, okay, should I buy this? Should I not buy it? Maybe I should buy it. So I ended up buying it thinking like, okay, this is just half the pictures of one book. But then I realized that I had the Scandinavia edition, and for some reason the Scandinavia edition also have Geomorphia, which made me really happy. So yeah, so I really like this book, and this book, to me, the colors, the pages that I have actually colored just screams markers. So yeah, so that is what I'm planning to do in this book. I think I'm mainly going to use markers in this book. Next up we have Millie Murata. Fantastiska fåglar. I think the original title is, let's see. Yeah, the original title is Beautiful Birds and Treetop Treasures. So you have a lot of birds, a lot of things that you find in trees and in cantropies, and yeah, I really gotten into Millie Murata's artwork, even though it is quite intimidated. I haven't done anything in this book yet, but I did get a lot of inspiration for doing a lot of Millie Murata pictures after I did a picture in this one. I think it's Tropical Wonderland in English. But when I did yeah, when I did this frog for Shalene's Frogging Hopping February, I did get a taste for Millie Murata's work, and I wanted something more. Plus I had a very bad day when I bought this, so I was like, I need this to survive this day, so I bought it. But yeah, so I have what was it called, like Treetop Treasures and Magical Wonderworld, a Tropical Wonderworld by Millie Murata. I think I need a break right now because my voice is sort of cracking up a lot. I sort of need to rest my voice before I do the other part of this coloring book collection. I do hope that you guys have enjoyed the first part. I was sort of going to do everything in one go, but now I realize my voice is not 100% with me, so I need to stop and rest my voice and maybe do the other part tomorrow. But yeah, well, anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye!